Come out, wherever you are. This is Queer Young Thing. Hey, you're watching Queer Young Thing. My name is Dylan, and today we will be talking about coming out. Now, I'm joined by a lovely panel of youth. We've got Blake, Steph, Jess, and Jono. So I'm liking the Jess and Jono to my right here. And we're going to be talking about coming out, but I'd just like to know, before we get into this hard-hitting discourse, do you think there's a wrong way to come out? Or do you think at all there could be like a wrong way to come out? Like
probably how I did.
I mean, how did you come out?
I sort of just let Facebook do it for me and told my mum.
By
text.
How did you let Facebook do it for you? Like, there has to be more to it than just that.
I changed my relationship status and didn't say anything else about it. I did that.
Yeah, that's actually quite common. There was another girl that we spoke with, and she, a couple of episodes ago, and she did the same thing. Like, she left her boyfriend, the fact that she was seeing a girl on Facebook, and that's how she came out.
Well, a few of my friends knew, and I told my dad because I live with him.
Yeah. And was it awkward, or?
It was really funny now I think of it.
Yeah.
Because he came home from work, and I'm like, Daddy, I need to talk to you. And he's like, right. I'm like, look on my Facebook. No. I'm dating Maddie. He's like, huh, but I'm not gay. Right. I'm bi. I'm like a pendulum. I swing both ways.
That's really cute. Now, Blake, do you think there's a wrong way to come out?
I guess, yeah. You just have to like pay attention to the fact that people are gonna be shocked by the fact, like, your family and
So
things.
should you add shock value to it?
No, I mean, like, you just gotta take into consideration that people might be shocked, but they're not gonna like, hopefully they're not gonna like hate you over it kind of thing. It might be a bit awkward at first, but like, you know.
Yeah.
Try, like, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, so I don't see why you should try and like play it up kind of thing. Or
Yeah. Nice. So like, I don't know, I'm just getting these like, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas style things running through my head now, ways to come out, but I think that definitely would be of the wrong way. Jono, do you have an interesting coming out story?
Well, I kind of did mine in stages. By the end of year 7, like way back at the end of year 7, I gradually started telling kids in the schoolyard when they came up and asked. And I was just like, instead of saying, no, I'm not gay, I was like, yeah, I am gay. And then, probably the start of year 8, my parents were like, look, Jono, I'm just going to ask you, are you gay? And I was like, yeah, I am gay, Mum. And she was like, oh, okay. I'm like, can you please not ask any questions? Because it's kind of awkward for me to talk about this. And she was like, yeah, okay. So why do you think you're gay? I asked no questions. Oh, okay. Have you had a boyfriend? Me, no, not yet, Mum. No.
Was it just like, do you think you got like, I guess, a little bit shy just from the attention on it?
Just talking about it being so... I wasn't sure how they were going to react or how they were reacting. I was just like, oh, I just want to steer clear of that until I officially know that you're okay with this and there's nothing icky going on, because I wasn't sure how it was going to go with the rest of my family. Not so much my mum, but like with my younger brother and sister and my dad.
And when you did fully come out, were they accepting, or?
Well, I told my parents before my brother and sister knew, but my dad wasn't quite sure how I could be gay. But Mum was pretty cool. They said they'd pretty much known ever since I was little. I wanted Barbie dolls instead of, Matchbox cars and things like that. And like I got a Barbie doll for my 12th birthday, so I was like, oh, okay.
Those clues, those little clues.
It would have been better than just finding out your brother's gay. No one told me my brother's gay. I discovered it.
No.
Now, Blake, your mum is the president of PFLAG in Brisbane, so I guess you would have had, probably the perfect parent to come out to.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess she wasn't the president of PFLAG when I came out. I mean, all of this, she's really gotten into the whole like equality and everything since then. So I guess I was intimidated about coming out to my family for a long time, needlessly, it turns out. But yeah, when I finally did, she was just so incredibly accepting and like encouraging. I mean, in comparison to a lot of kids, I had a pretty easy time coming out to my family.
Yeah, that's excellent, because I think coming out is one of those really difficult things, and it can go either way. I know when I came out, I celebrate my coming out story, and I push it away at the same time, because when I came out, I found myself in a situation where I had nowhere to go. However, in saying that, I went from living in the Gold Coast to moving to Melbourne, and that's where I, started like actually living my life and really enjoying it. So while there was a hideous thing that happened, not having anyone, losing the support structure, it was also great because now, like living in Melbourne, compare Melbourne to the Gold Coast, I'm pretty sure Melbourne trumps Gold Coast. Now, Jess, you have a child as well. So is your child in a rainbow family, so to speak?
I have 2 kids.
You have 2?
Yeah, a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old, both boys. And my partner calls it our microwave family. It's obviously just come together at once. But they think it's great. Me and my partner just got engaged. And
oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And they couldn't wait to tell everyone at school. And one of Aiden, which is my oldest son's friends, said, that doesn't work because it's 2 girls. Aiden gave them the speech.
Yeah, oh, that is so cute. That is so adorable.
So yeah, my kids are fine with it. My family's fine with it.
Yeah.
It was for me, it was a lot easier than what I thought it was going to be. So I was pretty lucky.
That's amazing. On my radio show Generation Next, I actually spoke with a child, well, he's a man now, grew up in a rainbow family with 2 mums and 2 dads. And when he was 15, he actually came out to his dad as straight. And he said he actually walked in there and had his head down and he was like, I got someone to tell you, Dad, I like girls. And his dad just laughed, just could not stop laughing. And the fact that he actually had to come out to his gay father, it's great, because it's like you grow up in these landscapes and you think, oh my God, I'm different, so there must be something wrong, there has to be something wrong, but it's like, it's a non-issue. Stick around, because we've got a bit more coming up with our young'uns right after this.
Hi, I'm Adler. I'm 17 and I've been openly bisexual since I was about 14.
Hi, I'm Lucy. I'm bisexual and I don't date people for sex.
Hey, I'm Marco. I'm bisexual. I've dated girls and guys before, and currently I'm in a very happy relationship with a girl I like very much.
My parents have been really supportive about it, but my dad does refer to my bisexuality as the gay thing. But he's supportive about it, which is good. He doesn't openly sort of go, oh no, that's wrong. But, yeah.
When I first told my parents and they found out, there was a bit of shock. First of all, they were kind of insulted that I didn't approach them first about it. And then there was the whole, how do you like boys and girls? And I've been dealing with that for quite a while now. Every time they bring it up though, I just tell them it's not a phase, it's what I genuinely feel. I'm attracted to guys and girls, and I'm not in relationships for looks or just sex.
When I first came out, my parents were a little weird at first, because it wasn't me sitting them down and being like, hey, I'm bisexual. It was me alone in a room with my boyfriend and mum walking in. To be honest, that wasn't really how I envisioned it or how I wanted to tell them, but that's sort of just how it happened, and sometimes it's just like that.
I know people to get a bit possessive when they're dating bisexual people, because as well as worrying about guys trying to take your girl, you've got to worry about girls too, which is, completely false. But
with the people that I have dated, they have been a bit uncomfortable at first. I remember, I think it was my second boyfriend, he always felt a bit uneasy when I was around my friends. And I guess it's because if you're dating someone bisexual, it's just that there's more competition or more fish in the ocean per se. But I've always told them that I'm in a relationship with you for a reason, and yeah.
I've heard a lot of stereotypes, especially from friends who just kind of don't understand. And when I first, started with boys, everyone was all shocked and they're like, oh no, you're just saying bisexual as a cover. You're just lying because you don't want to be full gay, you're becoming half out. And then when I started dating a girl again, everyone's like, oh, he's just doing it for attention.
When I first came out, I received a bit of stigma, a lot of people are just like, oh, does that mean you actively sleep with both guys and girls? Yeah, I've dated both, but in all honesty, my sex life hasn't been all that active.
Yeah, we're talking about coming out, and do we ever stop coming out? Our panel of experts have joined us. We've got Kieran from Out in the Open, Donna Goddard from who's the president of PFLAG in Brisbane, and Cris Todd, president of the Goulburn Valley Pride. Now, Kieran, interesting story, fun fact. You are you came out much later in life. You've come out actually quite recently.
I did last January, January 29th, 2012 at 4:40 p.m. Do tend to remember that because that's when I put it on Facebook. Just put it out there, said, yep, I'm going. If you don't like it, well, just unfriend me, go along with it. And pretty much everyone either supported me or just unfriended me. I didn't know about it, so yeah, it worked really well.
If you don't mind me asking, because we've known each other for like all of 30 seconds now.
Absolutely.
What held you back from coming out?
I think it was just the length of time. I'm 28, or I was 27 at the time. I've been in the workforce for 10 years, had a lot of friends who knew me as straight. So instead of coming out at 13 or 14 like some of these young people, I think it was more a case of everyone knew me as straight and just expected that to continue. And I think a lot of it was me myself expecting that to continue as well. So I think at some stage I just got tired of it and said, no, I can't just keep on going along with it. I'm going.
While you were, while you did not disclose your sexual orientation, did you try and persuade yourself that you were heterosexual, or did you know that you were gay?
No, I knew I was gay.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That simple.
Yep.
And there was, I knew from a long time back, really. Looking back on it, yes, I knew I was gay for a long time.
Well, I'm glad that you've come out and you did it on Facebook as well, onwards with social media.
Well, I think it worked well.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to come out to each separate person and say, I'm gay, what do you think, what do you think, what do you think? It's just sort of put it out there, and for me it was a lot simpler. Oh,
that's awesome. Now, Donna, you're the president of PFLAG in Brisbane, so
That's right.
I think that PFLAG is one of the greatest organisations out there. I just love the fact that it's support for friends and parents for their gay or trans their friends or family.
Yes.
What made you say, hey, I want to get involved with PFLAG?
I guess even before Blake came out, I was kind of looking on the internet to look for resources to help me understand what the issues might be or what might be happening for him. And there wasn't a lot out there that I could find. I did find PFLAG, and eventually, not long after Blake came out, I decided I'd go along. Not because I necessarily felt like I needed support, but I did feel like I wanted to be educated about what was going on and what issues were these kids had. And I also, I guess, when Blake came out to me, up until he'd come out, I was very focused on him. When he came out, I sort of looked external and went, oh, there's a whole wide world out there that's not very nice to gay people. And instead of trying to change him, I decided to try and change the world. And as silly as that sounds, I decided that I would just try to have conversations with people that change the world. So, slowly, every conversation helps.
And do you find it easy to turn to your mum for support?
Absolutely. I mean, she's almost more supportive than I am. She's like the crusader. So definitely, any problems I have, definitely I can talk to her.
Oh, marvellous. Now, Cris, you're president of the Goulburn Valley Pride.
Yes.
So, what does Goulburn Valley do for in terms of Pride for GLBTI?
Goulburn Valley Pride is Shepparton's social support group. So we come to all the major events. We have events in Shepparton, and it's just about getting out there and being public and having people in the Goulburn Valley an outlet to come and hang around with people like-minded to they are. But also, you don't need to be in the gay community to come, so you can be straight. Anyone's welcome and accepted.
Right, cool. And do you have, obviously you would have a lot of, I guess, people from, the gay, lesbian, bi, trans. Do you have many heterosexual allies? that come along?
I think like at the moment it's getting bigger because I think in the media the straight support is getting more and more. So they're coming out, you know, we're going to come to your event to help support you and show that, you know what, it's okay to be gay and it's okay to hang around with someone that's gay. And just because I hang out with you doesn't mean I'm gay. So it is a growing number.
Yeah, that's excellent. Now, what got you involved, I guess, with getting in with Goulburn Valley Pride?
I guess I grew up, and when I was growing up, I knew I was gay, but I resented the fact that I was gay. So I tried to push everything away from being gay. So then, me being bullied, I would bully other people to hide that factor. To the point where I was destroying myself, and I didn't have that support. So I think now I'm older and I've gone through all that, and I've seeked support. It's to offer other people support now, so they don't go through what I went through.
Do you know, I have to actually, I can identify with that because when I was like coming to terms with my own sexual identity, that being gay was like the last thing that I wanted to do. Like, men are meant to be, you know, straight, get the ladies and go play football. Like, I love playing football, I love sports, but getting the ladies, oh my God, there's something wrong with me. Like, I can't get them, I don't want to get them, what's happening? So when I was identifying, I was horrendous. I know that there are a lot of people out there that I may have been quite nasty to, but it was a deflection.
Yeah, it hid the thing, and I also had a girlfriend from the age of 15 to 19 too, which that relationship was very real, and so it was sort of conflicting of being in that relationship, but then having feelings for this, and I kind of wanted to stay in this relationship, but then finally I said, no, that's not me, and told her that I might be gay, so.
And how was that received?
Good. Well, we're still best friends. I was the man of honour in her wedding about 2 years ago, so we're still very good friends, and I saw her yesterday, and Uncle Cris to her kids, and so she was my main support. So I think without her, probably wouldn't have gone the way it did.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's excellent. Hey, stick around because we've got more coming up right after this with Queer Young Thing, where the youth are going to turn on the elders. Hey, welcome back to Queer Young Thing. Tonight we are talking about coming out. We've got some youth, we've got some elders, and we're having a crucial chat. Now, Jono and Kieran, you two made a film, I believe. I hear that there was talks of a film.
That would have been me and Jono.
No, it was Kieran. Sorry, Cris and Jono. It would have helped if I did my research on that one. So, what was I guess the premise of this film that you created?
And the film was called Think About It. So it was pretty much about 12 young people telling their story and ending with the word think about it to get people, I guess, to think about their opinions on what they perceive it is for coming out or being gay or being transgender, and to ease that homophobia. Well, that was my take, so I don't know what Jono kind of thought went into it.
Well, I thought Think About It was just a way of showing people to, like, try to get them to open their minds and to see what we've been through and what it's been like for us growing up in areas like this, and with the families we have. Some of them were really happy and cheery stories, some of them weren't so happy.
And you use, in the film and also in real life, music as quite a, I guess, cathartic thing for you. So have you always been involved with music as like a release?
Well, I didn't really have anything to do with music until I got into Year 7, when my school said, hey, we have this music program, check it out. And I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. So I started on what's called a bass clarinet, and I moved from bass clarinet upwards to every other woodwind instrument. And I've just found it as such a release. Like, if I'm ever feeling anything that's not very nice, I just grab one of my instruments and start playing, and it's just like it cleanses me from everything that I'm feeling.
Beautiful. Now, Steph, I think before you could say that you had a question?
So I'm trying to get a youth group started in Albury-Wodonga and just a support centre for youths. So what would be some ways that I could get support for that and get it set up and get it popular?
Well, I guess there's lots of support out there. So you could connect with Headspace, and I'm pretty sure there's a Headspace going out that direction, and they can help guide you to what to do to get that support. And but I guess it's get your friends together, meet up at certain places and just talk about what you're going through, and then putting it on Facebook and getting the word to spread, and then you just come together. And I guess that's how we started. I came into GO Pride once it was already fully established, but it's just a matter of getting the word out there more and more so people hear about it, and then you come together and
I think it's really important to utilise social media as much as you can, especially in this space for LGBTI kids that are perhaps still in that, you know, pre-coming out or you know, not quite out there. You know, a lot of them are online and they're looking and they're trying to find stuff that it's kind of their safe space. So social media is definitely a good way to really reach out to people.
Way Out would probably be pretty useful to them as well. Way Out's a sort of state-based organisation that you could get in touch with, and they'd probably have a lot of very useful information.
Well, we just got a Way Out worker in Wodonga, and I've been talking to Sarah a lot, and we're getting a meeting set up in a couple of weeks to talk about how we can get it set up and what I can do.
Beautiful.
Great.
That's awesome. And things are like moving forward. Now, like, do you do any advocacy work with your mother, or?
Quite honestly, mostly I just kind of attend rallies and events, things like that, just try and show my support, I guess, in a kind of grassroots kind of way. My mum is definitely a lot more organisational kind of thing. In fact, she's always the one that's being like, you need to take this date off of work so that you can come with me to the rally, and things like that.
If your mum's telling you days that you can have off, that you need to take this day off, that's amazing. That's one thing that you can cherish. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I wish I had a parental figure like that. So is it, I guess, when you go to the rallies, do you both talk together, or do you like share stories, or?
I mean, I've never spoken or anything like that. But, you know, I'm definitely, I was at the PFLAG stall almost the whole time at our last Pride event, and, you know, do things, hand out like the little pins and everything for them. So, you know, I contribute in like just small ways, I guess, but yeah.
He allows me to share his story a little bit too, which is,
Sure.
you know, I'm very conscious of the fact that when I speak, and when I speak on behalf of him sometimes, or I'm sharing his story, that it's his story, it's not mine. So I appreciate, and I try to be cognizant of that and make sure that he's okay with that. So, yeah.
Oh, is it cool if Jono shares his story now?
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
While we have the cameras all here.
Well, I guess one of the things I'd like to say in terms of coming out is that parents have a coming out kind of process as well. And so I think it's important to understand that, particularly for kids that are coming out to their parents, if their parents are not aware, they may have kind of gone through, they've gone through a whole process to get to a point where they're ready to tell the world. The parents are then in this new place, and then they need to go through a process. So be patient with parents. Blake was patient with me, and he, but one thing I'd like to say is, like, after he came out, the big thing for me, I can remember for a long period of time, we talked about lots of stuff, but we didn't ever talk about who he was attracted to. He didn't come home and say, oh, there's a cute girl or a cute boy or whatever. So the first time after he came out that he called me into his room and he said, Mum, I've met this really cute guy, and it just made our relationship complete, that we could finally talk about the elephant in the room, so to speak. So,
And talking is really important.
Well, I was going to ask you about this, Kieran. Now, as coming out later in life, 27, was it harder to juggle that with the parents?
I couldn't actually tell my parents.
Do they know now?
They do. They do, absolutely. I'll give you a quick rundown of how I came out. My brother was previously pretty. He used to live with us when he was 18, 19, or 18 actually, and he wasn't crash hot keen on the whole gay thing. And that's how I remember him. He moved out when he was 18, and I didn't realise that he actually moved in next to a gay guy, immediately befriended him and all that. And he was fine with gays and lesbians, but I didn't realise that until, 8, 9 years later, in August 2011, and I was at his place and he was watching a Michael Bublé video, and he goes, I'd say do the boobs. You know, well, hang on. I said, hang on, where's the homophobia gone? He goes, I'm not homophobic anymore. Oh, well, that's great.
That's awesome.
But I didn't say anything after that.
Yeah.
The next week, I came out via SMS to him, and that was absolutely the hardest thing I've ever done. It was just, pretty damn hard. But since then, he's been my absolute rock of support, and I couldn't. He actually asked me a few months later, so that was in August. In January, he asked me, what do you want for your birthday? And I said, well, tell me parents. He goes, what, that you're gay? I go, no, that it's my birthday in case they've forgotten.
Yeah.
So he told my parents, and since then it's that's how they found out.
That's
and
beautiful.
I made sure they did that before I put it on Facebook.
I think that is fantastic. There's been some beautiful stories on tonight's episode of Queer Young Thing. Thank you so much.